Everybody needs a place to go, and everybody needs a place where they belong. Hey guys, welcome back to 5nothing100nothing.com. I am Fugit. I said Fugit. That stands for the fitness, the fitness underdog guru using intelligent tactics. All right, today I'm the fitness and the fittest underdog guru using intelligent tactics. All right, guys, I want to talk to you a little bit about having that sense of purpose, a sense of belonging, a sense of usefulness. Like, I work with a lot of clients that are at retirement age or nearing retirement age. And, when they talk to their colleagues or friends or family that have retired, they can see, first off, how they're dealing with it. The people that have a rich social life or have a lot of people around them tend to do better because there's a sense of belonging, there's a sense of accountability, because there's shared responsibilities and interdependence to get things done. There's somebody there that can help pick you up when you're feeling down, and you do the same for them. And it's easier and easier in society today, I think, to be isolated. When I was growing up, we grew up in this little, maybe 1,000+ square foot house, and there were 6 of us, 1 bathroom, and we got along really well. We had our differences, but I really, growing up in that environment, knew no different. It was always a lot of people, small house, and everybody was there for each other. For better or worse, we were there for each other. And years later, my parents started making some money, bought a big house, and everybody kind of went off to their rooms and were separate from each other. There was bathrooms everywhere, so you never had to see another person. And, partly it was growing up and growing more independent, but part of it was we had more isolation from each other, and, everyone kind of grew a little bit more further apart and weren't as close as we had been in earlier years. And you don't necessarily have to, downsize your house to, and pack them in like sardines and live on top of each other or anything. But, there are things that I think you need to do as safeguards to ensure that you're not losing some of the life enriching benefits of that closeness, whether it's your own family, whether it is in the community, or a place where you just feel like Cheers used to say in the theme song, where everybody knows your name. For some people, that's the coffee shop. Others, it's the gym. It could be a dance class you take, or a swimming class, or anything, right? Where you share mutual interests with other people and they get you. For me, I always talk about a fraternity or brotherhood that I had in professional wrestling, where we were all young 20-something guys that didn't feel like we fit in anywhere else with like traditional sports or academics, and we just all had this mutual love of this insane world of professional wrestling. And you build bonds that way when you find people that have similar interests and goals that you do. And I think it's important to find those fits, whatever it is. It could be a bridge or pinochle club. It could be a running club. It could be so many different things. But, to have that sense of community, for a lot of people, it's also church. Church bonds can be really strong. Whenever you are well networked and actually have regular interaction with other people, opportunities also come your way. So if you're looking to elevate yourself, if you're in those early years, you're fresh out of school, you're trying to get things going for yourself, collaborating with other people is a strong way to elevate and to move forward faster. and to learn from others and to have mentors that can actually help pull you along or give you some advice or help tweak what you're doing, kind of round out the rough edges and make what you're doing even better. There's very few people that are true, I don't know if you want to call them introverts, but they're very independent, where they'll make the decisions they want to make for themselves, and even if it's against the grain, that it still works. There are people like that, but for a lot of people it can be sort of like stubbornness, where they just don't want to change anything or tweak anything. They want to do it their way, even if it's not advised to do that. Outside eyes and other people's opinions can help make what you're doing even better, because you might have a really good idea or say life's philosophy that you live by, that maybe you're just a little bit off, and it can be tweaked and put back on the straight and narrow to where you want to get even faster or better. So we need, as human beings, there's so many studies that show that we do better when we have close ties, when we're together with people, when we have people to, even the healing power of touch. They talk about how, the immune system gets strengthened when people have warm embraces or just the touch, that there's healing properties there. We may not understand completely how that works, and it might sound like a little hocus pocus, but the studies are there, the evidence is there, that we do better when we're in community, when we are actually physically present with other people. You can read body language, you can play off of somebody in person. A lot of times, even people on YouTube, they'll talk about how in their real life they're introverts, and as soon as the camera goes on, you would never know that they're very extroverted. I'm definitely not one of those people. I'm very good in person, and I've continued to become better on camera. And at first it was very foreign. It was really strange, just turn a camera on, talk as if somebody's right in front of me. But it's really a numbers game. It's a time game, exposure, it's repetition, and you get better at it the more you do it, just like anything else in life. And when you start off, it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be a step, and it's a step a lot of people won't take. Even having friendships, it starts with somebody reaching out to another person. Rekindling friendships, it takes somebody saying, you know what, they haven't called me in 6 months, they must be mad at me. Well, how do you know the other person isn't thinking the same thing? You're assuming that because you haven't heard from them, they're upset with you or they don't want to talk to you. Sometimes people are thinking the exact same thing as you, and you have two people that are wondering why the other person hasn't reached out, and it's just they're both thinking the same thing. And if you just take that step that's emotionally risky for you and actually reach out to the person, you'd be surprised by how happy they are to hear from you more often than not. So guys, do whatever you can to, no matter what stage you are in life, to, try to have those bonds. It doesn't have to be 24/7 where you're around them all the time, or, it's not this huge life shift. It's just a matter of finding, the people, the places, the things that you can have some kind of oneness with. And it doesn't have to necessarily mean uniformity where everyone is the same or you have to do everything the same way, but there's unity where everyone is themselves, a little bit different, but there's those common bonds. And if you focus on the things you have in common with people rather than the differences, you'll find that you have a lot more in common with the whole human race in general than you have differences. So it's a matter of your willingness to focus on the positives, focus on the similarities, focus on what you agree on, and it's a really good starting place for building stronger, better relationships and overall being mentally and emotionally more well. Like, share, subscribe.